The previous episode outlined the optimal methodological choices for adapting AI for psychology. Today, we bring these choices together to formally introduce a new approach, walk through its concrete steps, and see where it fits in the broader scientific landscape. Let's synthesize our 6 methodological dimensions into a practical, unified framework. We do this by merging 2 key pairs. First, we combine large-scale with controlled experiment, and we get large-scale controlled experiments. Second, we fuse quantitative model with theory-oriented objective into quantitative information processing models. The remaining 2 dimensions, exploratory analysis and factor-informed stimulus space, stand as their own separate steps. This consolidation gives us 4 core components. Arranged in sequence, they form a data-guided theory-building framework. Design. We systematically sample conditions from a factor-informed stimulus space. Data collection. We conduct a large-scale controlled experiment. Analysis. Data undergo exploratory iterative model building. Output. The final product is a quantitative information processing model, one whose mechanistic explanations yield genuine theoretical understanding. We call this the comprehensive exploration approach, or the CE approach. It is named for its 2 most distinctive features, being comprehensive and exploratory. So, where does CE fit? On one hand, it marks a radical departure from theory-driven psychology. It represents a fundamental shift to data-guided theory building. This isn't a rejection of theory, it's a transformation of its role. In CE, theories are not the input but the output. They emerge from and are continuously refined by empirical evidence. Theory is the destination, not the starting point. On the other hand, the CE approach remains distinct from data-driven AI. A simple analogy. In the CE framework, data serves as a GPS. It provides essential, real-time guidance. But the researcher remains in the driver's seat, actively steering the investigation toward theoretical understanding. In pure AI, data acts as a self-driving bus. It delivers outputs automatically, but the mechanics behind the journey remain hidden inside a black box. We can formalize these distinctions using classical reasoning modes. Traditional psychology aligns with deduction, testing specific hypotheses derived from general theories. Data-driven AI exemplifies induction, inferring general patterns from massive datasets. The CE approach embodies abduction, inferring the best possible explanation for the empirical patterns we uncover. For narrative clarity, I've presented CE as a direct adaptation of AI's methods. However, it's vital to acknowledge that this approach stands on the shoulders of giants. Most of its core ideas are deeply indebted to previous pioneering work, and I am grateful for those foundational insights. We will make detailed comparisons with some of these key works in episodes 16 and 17. So how does CE specifically advance upon prior work? I'll highlight 3 key ways. First, it's founded on a guiding principle, the PBS impossible trinity. This framework reveals that fragmentation, vagueness, and complexity are not isolated issues. They are interconnected symptoms of a deeper challenge. This holistic perspective is essential. Without it, solving one problem often inadvertently exacerbates another. Second, while some prior efforts used AI methods to maximize predictive accuracy, it frequently came at the cost of theoretical understanding. In contrast, CE is designed for experimental psychologists, with theoretical understanding as its explicit and primary objective. Third, and most critically, CE offers a complete and operationalizable methodology. It provides an end-to-end pipeline that seamlessly integrates the entire research process, from experimental design and data collection to model development. The viability of this approach has been demonstrated through multiple successful implementations, including 3 published studies, numerous ongoing projects, and an ongoing large-scale collaborative initiative, all rigorously following this framework. I fully recognize that the CE approach is a dramatic shift from tradition. You're likely thinking, what does this actually look like in practice? In our next 3 episodes, we will answer that exact question. We'll dive into a detailed case study to make these concepts tangible and walk through the entire CE process, step by step. See you then.